Alright, grab your cowboy hat, your snake oil, whatever you need, because today we're breaking down 7 things this very weird Red Dead Redemption 2 mission actually gets right about real history. So back then, undertakers weren't always these formal funeral home guys. Half the time they were just local tradesmen selling coffins and handling burials on the side. Death was way more common too. Life expectancy was under 50 and a huge number of deaths were children, mostly from disease. So dealing with death wasn't rare, it was just part of everyday life, which really makes you appreciate making it past 50 and arguing about video games on the internet. So debt collection was everywhere back then. People literally advertised services to go chase down unpaid money. There weren't many protections either, so if you owed someone, they could pressure you legally, socially, or just ruin your reputation in town. Now of course, Arthur acting like muscle is exaggerated, but the pressure itself is pretty accurate. So yeah, your credit score might stress you out now, but at least nobody's showing up on horseback about it.
You ain't the first to put his hand in the collection box, and you won't be the last. Rest a little easier knowing church has been taking more than they need off poor folks since time began.
So that line Arthur says about churches taking from the poor, people were actually arguing about that back then. Some churches literally charge more for better pews, so your standing with God had a pricing tier. But those same churches were also feeding orphans and supporting poor families. So this church setup is pretty spot on. Simple wooden building, not flashy, built more for function than looks. And having the graveyard right next to it makes sense too, especially in small towns where the church was kind of the center of everything. Worship, burial, community, all in one place. Which is efficient, but also a little intimidating if you miss a few Sundays. As weird as it sounds now, cemeteries were actually kind of normal places for couples to meet back then. They were quiet, public, and respectable. Basically one of the few places you could go without drawing attention. So yeah, this is probably more realistic than it looks, romantic, in a slightly haunted kind of way.
You missed your chance, boy!
Ma'am, would you mind clearing out of here for some maintenance work?
Oh, gladly. It's about time this place got cleaned up.
Back then, maintaining a cemetery wasn't really a job, it was more of a community thing. Families would show up together, clean graves, trim grass, and take care of the spaces themselves. Compared to today where crews handle it, it was a lot more personal, even if it looked a little rough sometimes.
It's all clear.
All right. Now go watch the gate. I'll get to this exhumation.
Grave robbing wasn't as crazy by 1899 as earlier, but it was still a real fear. Medical schools needed bodies, and sometimes people would literally dig them up and ship them out in secret. There are stories of bodies being hidden in barrels to move them. These days it's less about bodies and more about people stealing metal or vandalizing graves, but back then it got pretty dark. Like don't even trust being dead levels of dark.
This'll do.
So yeah, history's kind of everywhere, even in the weird missions and cemeteries of Red Dead 2. What do you think? Would you actually want to live back then?